Hey, what's up, guys? Myself, Fredo Cervantes, live from the Crypto.com arena. Welcome to the LA Sparks Weekly pregame report. Today, it was announced earlier this morning that Nneka Ogwumike was announced a WNBA All Star starter heading to Vegas in about a few weeks from now. One thing Nneka did mention is she is looking forward to joining some new teammates out in Las Vegas. Of course, she's very excited to go ahead and play with the newly #1 overall pick, Boston. So she's been tremendously amazing all year long this year to earn a rookie starter spot for the WNBA All Star game taking place in Vegas in a few weeks. But again, we're looking at the Dallas Wings here today. This is the third meeting between these two teams over the last 2 weeks or so. The first win came up in Dallas a few weeks ago, which was a very good win for the LA Sparks, winning for about 18, 17 points that victory. Then on Friday night, I was about to say last night because it feels like we're here every single day. But on Friday night, it seemed like Destiny Henderson was the key factor and the reason why the LA Sparks won on Friday night. She put up 18 points in her, only 24 minutes of play here in her second appearance as an LA Spark. So can Destiny Henderson help the Sparks with the last minute push here in order to possibly, get another victory and hey, a 2-game winning streak, it's not so bad. That's something that the LA Sparks may be looking into getting because they will be heading to the road for a few weeks right now. They won't be returning back to the Crypto.com arena until July the 5th. All right, so we will be with you guys here shortly. Of course, make sure you follow us on Infanity TV and at LA Sparks Weekly because we give you all 24/7 action for your Los Angeles Sparks. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, we'll see you at halftime.
Hi, guys.
Curt, we just got the news this morning. Nneka is officially an All-Star starter. What was kind of your reaction to the news? I'm sure you were hoping and almost expecting it.
Yeah, huge news when we found out over the weekend, and so happy for her, and she'll be the first, to say she doesn't play on the court by herself, and it's a credit to the team. But again, a quarter, a third into this WNBA season, arguably the best start to a season in her career, and glad that voters recognized what she's doing and how she's the leader of our team both on and off the floor, and it's exciting. I love putting great players in position to be successful and seeing her have success and now being rewarded. True credit to Nneka. She's a true professional.
Coach, what's the biggest challenge in having an early game that kind of can maybe potentially disrupt the routine that you have on a game day?
Yeah, players are creatures of habit, so they have routines for evening games. They have, they have routines for afternoon games, and you just got to rely that they have themselves mentally ready. We were back on the practice floor. While it wasn't a true practice, we got to walk through a couple things, review a couple things. Again, emphasize what we did well the other night and what could still be improved. This is a really, really talented team that we have an opportunity to win a series tonight already this early into a year. Being 2-0 against this talented of a team is a great credit to two really big wins for us on this year. But knowing that we could win a series tonight, they're focused and ready to go for today.
Coach, I know you just mentioned that practice kind of was more like a walkthrough, but even still, how important is it to be able to practice 2 times in the past 4 days or so, and how do you think that will prepare you to try to go ahead and just win this series against Dallas Wings?
Yeah, so important. We did have a practice the other night. Felt like a practice. This was more of a walkthrough, but even with that, we didn't run some sideline out of bounds plays correct. We didn't run some baseline out of bounds plays. Even being able to skeleton those at this level, is important. And then we were able to go back over some coverages that we want to try to accomplish tonight. So excited about, any time we can walk onto that practice floor.
Hey, Coach, Monty Wright from Winsider. It's Mental Health Awareness Day today, and I'm just curious, as a coach, how do you preserve your mental health, and how important is this cause to you?
Yeah, hugely important to our players in the league. They're under constant stress and triggers, both on and off the court. A lot is being asked of them, and so mental health has become hugely important in all professional sports, but none more than our league. And so, I'm fortunate to work for a great franchise, an organization that takes it very seriously and provides a lot of resources for our players.
Curt, you were an assistant with NECA here. Seems like a lifetime ago.
15. Thank you for reminding me. My gray hairs are now in.
Just how much different is she now than before, and how much different is her role, and how has she kind of grown into a different role on this team and in this league?
Yeah, it's a good question. I was fortunate to be here in 2015 on one of the loaded teams. And when you look at that team at Candace Parker, NECA, Elena Beard, Jantel Lavender, Tamika Johnson, Christy Tolliver, it was a locker room filled with veterans and leaders. So she didn't have to carry it. It was spread out amongst a lot of people. She is truly the leader right now of this franchise. That is a huge difference and a big ask of her. She carries that both on and off the court. And then with that said is, she'll be the first to tell you she may not be the athlete that she was in 15, but you learn and you're smarter and you're more efficient with your movements. You're more efficient with your prep. You have routines off the court. You've just matured. These players in this league that are playing into their mid-30s and beyond do such a great job of having themselves physically and mentally ready. And while they start to lose maybe a step, they can't jump as high, run as fast, they're certainly just more comfortable. The game has slowed down for them, and they just really understand how to navigate it. And NECA's in that part of her career.
Hey, Coach, Fredo here with Infanity TV. Congratulations, NNeka, being a starter. What's been your favorite part this season about coaching her specifically?
Just helping put her in positions to be successful. She's such a talented player that, I feel obligated of continuing to be creative, continuing to find the spacing for her, continue to allowing her to lead us. And when it crunched around her, a few games, and it felt like 5 people were guarding her, like we were all sitting there watching a kid's soccer game, and everyone was standing around her, I felt like I was failing her. So, one of my biggest satisfactions individually for her, not talking team-wise, is just helping her within our schemes at both ends of the floor, finding success because she's such a great player.
Ray Morales, Spring Tribune. About this game, couple keys to avoid the slow start from last Friday.
Yeah, well, I talked about the Cannon effect, and then the Cannon effect happened, so maybe I shouldn't bring up the Dan Cannon effect. But, for us, it's just intensity, understanding, when you beat a team, how hungry they are for a win, and understanding how hard you have to play and how efficient you have to play and be ready from the tip. So that takes care of, the start. We're not going to dwell on it a lot, but for us, it's, can we stick to our game plan? And as always, when you have that, before you panic and you adjust too soon, it's like, have you done the game plan well enough? Have you done it hard enough? Maybe it's not someone's night. Let's give another person a chance to see if they can do it well enough, hard enough. And then ultimately, if it's not the right scheme that night, then you have to adjust and you make game time decisions. And that's the chess match. That's so fun about coaching basketball at this point in my career, is the chess match. So, chess match again. We have to have a better first quarter. We've been a terrific first quarter team, a terrific first half team. We've had more struggles late in games than we have had early games. So hopefully we can get back to that today.
Hey, Coach. When you have a young player like Henny in this case, who has such a breakout performance, do you have to work to temper expectations at all after that, or how do you sort of go about that?
Yeah, I've been here too many times. Like everyone expects you to just now she's gonna do that every game. I mean, she was just had a special night, a career night. Not everybody can have their career night every night. So like we've got to keep her in the mindset of playing hard and letting her opportunities come to her tonight. She doesn't have to force anything. It happened organically last game, and it just took off. It needs to happen organically again. And sometimes you watch players coming off of a career night press that they're going to be able to do the same exact things, and that doesn't always happen. So the big message for Henny tonight is stay in the flow, stay aggressive, but let the game come to you. You don't have to press. You don't have to have a career night in order for our team to have success.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Nick, congratulations on your latest All-Star appearance. I believe last year was your first year as a starter, right? So what does it mean to you to be able to keep elevating your game at this point in your career, to have your first 2 All-Star appearances now in your 11th and 12th seasons?
Yeah, I definitely feel blessed to be obviously still playing this deep into my career, and then also feeling the way that I'm feeling to, put up numbers that, help me become an All-Star and ultimately a starter. I was already grateful to be named an All-Star the first time it happened. And, I don't really do it for these things, but it's teammates that put me in those positions to help me just be my best for them. And that also make things a lot easier for me. And I just want to win, and I want to do good for my teammates. That's really what it's all about. But I'm very grateful to be this deep into my career and still productive.
Neka, what do you feel like the team has to do in this game against Dallas to go ahead and get this 3rd win and essentially just win the season series tonight?
Yeah,
or today?
I think that we have to start better. How we started in Dallas was more indicative of what I think we have to do today. They came out, and we knew that was going to happen, but we have to be ready. We have to be ready for that type of activity from such a talented team, and match that energy. So just having more of a sense of urgency coming out for the game and putting ourselves in position, especially to do what we can to, limit their offensive power, because they have a lot of it. And it's a lot of one-on-one assignments tonight, with kind of team defense elements that kind of help us execute that as well.
Hey, Neka, congrats, obviously, on being named an All-Star.
Thanks.
I know, the individual accolade means a lot to you, but do you like playing in All-Star games?
I mean, for the most part, yeah. I mean, most of the fun is really kind of being on teams with players that you aren't typically on teams with or playing with. And then playing in the game, I think that's more of a question about, which years are the fun ones, because early on, as a youngster, you're excited, you got a lot of energy. Then towards the end, you're just I'm just happy to be here. And it's always fun. I always enjoy, same thing as draft, I always enjoyed coming to All-Star games and seeing first-time All-Stars, because it's amazing to watch people's dreams come true. The game is still fun, though, because it's a wonderful showcase of just where we're at as a league, the fan engagement, player engagement. And, a lot of fun things happen at All-Star. I think last year sending off Sue and Sil, and just thinking about all these different amazing women that have come through this league and how we can celebrate everything that happens in such a phenomenal league. I think that's what makes it most fun.
Neka, congratulations once again. You mentioned that, being this productive at this age, but your numbers are actually borderline career numbers all across the board this season. So why are you finding so much success at this point in your career where number-wise there's no decline whatsoever?
I do a lot of things before I get onto the court. So a lot of the stuff that I do, whether it has to do with recovery, being proactive and, rehab and all these different things. I'd really have to say that what has helped me kind of stay at a level that I feel is like up to my standard was when I hurt my knee, because that was kind of a pivotal moment of like, okay, you know, these things kind of happen and they can happen at any point in time. And it taught me about different ways to give myself grace through the process, and that every day I'm going to feel a little bit different. So I got to warm up a little bit different. I got to do like my daily vitamins that keeps me at like a good foundational level. And so kind of understanding my body on a day-to-day basis, understanding my goals on a day-to-day basis, and how I can use that to be my best self that day, whether it's in practice, in games, even in the off season, actually, especially in the off season. And so that's a lot of what I do when I'm not playing games and practicing, is figuring my own cadence out and my own comfort out to just be healthy and feel good.
Neka, congrats on All Star. Is there any specific players or people that you're looking forward to playing with in All Star? And also, too, is there any specific event that you also look forward to?
Actually, I am looking forward to an event. So I am styled by Christina Nigwe, and she's having a fashion show, so I'm excited about that. And then players, honestly, at this point, you know, there's a lot of players that you know, when you get to how long I've been playing, there's a lot of players that you've played with. And so I like being able to maybe play with, like, say, Aaliyah Boston, like, you know, being able to play with some of these younger players that I haven't had a chance to.
Last question.
You said you're styled by Christina, like your former teammate, Christina Nigwe?
Yeah, that's who styles me and Shanae. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. A little double career for her.
Yeah.
You mentioned Aaliyah, and she's, I believe, the first rookie to be starting in the All-Star game since 2014. And you mentioned getting to see kind of first-year All-Stars make their debut. So, just what do you think about the impact Aaliyah's had on this league so far? I mean, it's only like 2 months ago she was playing in the NCAA tournament,
right?
and now she's here.
I mean, I think we're witnessing the future of the league. You know, I had the opportunity to get to know her a little bit in New York during the draft, and as well as a lot of these other amazing women who are like playing in the league now. You know, I always got to say, I hope that in the future that more of them can stay in the league. But she's really making an impact, and I think that she's kind of an example of what we can expect from like top college athletes coming out of this world with NIL. And I look forward to that. And I do have to give props to Coach Staley, because like the players that come out of her program are amazing, both on and off the court. So I really love to see someone like Aaliyah, who plays hard, who works hard, and was prepared for this level. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Start with questions.
That's another huge home win to finish off our 5-game homestand, and really important after dropping a few here at home as we got started with this homestand. To finish off with 2 wins against the Wings is just huge momentum for us, as we've at the moment played the most home games in the league. So, you know, really proud of them. Another fourth quarter that we took care of the basketball, and we only had 1 foul, and found a better rhythm against their zone. Their zone disrupted us and bothered us in stretches. Again, you know, lack of playing time, players out there that haven't been with us at times, and it took us a little bit to find some continuity and some consistency attacking their zone. But our players stayed together. They hung tough. They allowed, you know, us to challenge them and coach them hard and will them to the finish line. But huge home win. Want to shout out, again, Neka's play, obviously on the heels of the announcement of her being named a starter for the All-Star game. She came out and just had a monster game for us. I reiterate, her stats are better than her MVP year early in the season. Right? MVP of this entire league, and her stats at this point in the season are even better and more outstanding than her MVP season. So it's just what she's doing, leading us on and off the court, is fantastic. Jordan Canada equaled her career high tonight in assists. Really shared the basketball, nearly a double-double with those assists, and I believe it's now the 11th straight game that she's had over 5 assists in a game, the longest stretch of her career. So just really getting a lot of great play out of that starting unit. Our bench in spots really sparked us. Great overall team win.
Curt, you mentioned that fourth quarter, and at the beginning of this homestand, there were some fourth quarter struggles. How would you characterize the growth in terms of your team's ability to execute late in games, and how do you carry that momentum against a team that's not going to be the Wings next time?
Sure, for us, it's, there's no better teacher than experiences. And what we talked about was putting ourselves back in position to get to the finish line and have that chance again. And to their credit, against the Wings, we were in that position again to really work to the finish line. Again, some of those struggles help you focus and really be able to teach those difficult moments. So, we probably wouldn't have been so hyper-focused on those last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter if we didn't have some disappointing losses along the way. So nothing like experience. So putting ourselves back in position that way, credit to them, and finding different ways to win. Tonight was a different finish than the other night on Friday. So, just really, proud of them that way.
Ray Moraldi, Spring Tribune. Destiny Henderson had 18 points on Friday, and now she had 9 points in this game. What do you think of her play? I mean, she's been great, right?
Yeah, just, really sparked us again. Jasmine Thomas not 100%. We have 3 other guards that can handle the ball not playing right now with Lexi Leja and Nia Clouden. So she's been a huge addition, has fit in well. Her athleticism and her confidence has brought us a spark. She gives us another ball handler. I like multiple ball handlers on the floor. So can't say enough with what she's doing. And again, under a tough situation where she hasn't had many practices, but she's a competitor. That South Carolina program, really grooms these guys to compete. And, really pleased to be working with Destiny.
Curt, LTO's TG Sports. I was very impressed of the way you guys was able to get to the free throw line tonight. And then Karlie, she got off to a great start tonight. What triggered those things in your mind?
Yeah, again, I thought we stayed aggressive around the paint. I thought we earned our way to the foul line by staying aggressive. We didn't always play clean tonight, and I thought at times, we challenged at times well, and then there were some times I thought it was ill-advised going against their shot-blocking team and ability, but, we really, again, second straight game that we made more foul shots than they took. So, big statistical category that was in our favor, these 2 wins. So, proud of them that way. And Karlie, again, she's our shooter. We got her open. There was intent to try to get the ball in space at the three-point line with her. I thought she passed up some against the zone. She's not 100% and is, totally grinding through, not being 100% herself. A lot of players wouldn't even play, not even play, and she's playing a ton of minutes. Credit to her, some big momentum threes tonight for us.
Monty Wright from Woodsider, head coach. Congrats on the win. For you, you just said Jasmine's not 100%. What's really going on with her?
Yeah, she's still coming back from the ACL. Again, she isn't fully back, but she's getting there. She's practicing, getting her timing. She certainly is getting closer, day by day. And again, it's hard when she sits for extended periods to put her then in. So the challenge for me is if she sits for a long time coming off the bench, it's even harder for her. And I'm not always putting her in position to be successful with that case. So, but we'll get there. I've too many years under my belt with Jazz, believe in her.
Coach, what can you identify as reasons or the reason why you were able to come back down 11 late in that third quarter and actually win this game by 10 points?
Yeah, that the end of the third quarter, you know, like everyone will talk about the fourth quarter, but the end of the third quarter set us up to get this victory. Made a couple big threes. All of a sudden, it went from 11 to 5. Made some big plays, and momentum swung. The big mo, right? The big momentum's changed late in that third quarter, gave us the momentum going into the fourth quarter that it was anyone's game. Without a couple of those big threes, without a couple of those baskets there, basketball's, it's such a fine line between winning and losing. That 11 could have gone to 17 just as easy, and the game would have been over. But we made some big plays, and all of a sudden it's, you know, under a 2-possession game there, and again, we got the momentum going into the fourth.
Curt, you guys held them to 10 points in the fourth quarter. I know we talked a lot about your offensive execution down the stretch, but what did you like about the defense, especially against those 2 big lineups?
Yeah, I thought we stayed in plays, which then they took some difficult shots. You know, they're a team arguably in the league that can make as many tough shots as any team in the league, but you just have to keep forcing them to do that over and over again. Again, you know, Dearica is going to get her points, right? She's always going to score, but for us, can we make it inefficient? Can we make them as difficult as possible? Right? No one will write enough because she's not at times this huge scorer, but no one will write enough about what Jordan Canada's doing. And defensive players of the year in this league are always going to be the shot blockers and the defensive rebounders, and they get all the votes. But if there's a little guard guarding better than Jordan Canada right now, like, I need to see it on film, because she's asked to go guard the best guard every single night and then run our team. And it's been really impressive what kind of defender she is. And she's had really, really good series against Dearica, who is one of the best players in the world.
Curt, what have you made of Azaree's play lately? Maybe a little bit up and down offensively, but she's still getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, and again, that's the message, right? You know, you can't dwell. The shot's going to come. Her touch is going to come back. She's going to find her rhythm with us. But while she's, you know, hunting for more consistency through the offense, her length bothers teams. Her ability to help defensive rebounds bother teams. You know, again, the challenge for us is to, like, the luxury to play her at the 3. At the time, we need to get her more at the 4. But the one great thing about our team, knock on wood, is that we have depth in the post position with Chene, Dearica, NNeka, and Azaree. So I need to get her more minutes at her natural position, the 4, but I love playing her at the 3 and allowing us to have a big lineup, because that lineup we played against tonight is gigantic. And, you know, it just gives us length that we wouldn't have otherwise with Katie Lou and Talbot out for the season. So, you know, her offense is going to come. She can't press. She's got to stay confident with herself. But she's helping us win games in other ways.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll have Karlie and Dearica.
A special guest. Say hi. Yeah. Oh. And the camera's not filming. Oh no, it's camera shy.
Questions here for Karlie. You went 4 for 5 from 3 tonight versus 1 for 5 previous game. What was the biggest difference between your shooting tonight and the shooting that happened on Friday?
Well, I missed the first one I took. I think just maybe, I don't know, sometimes they don't fall, sometimes they do. We all were kind of missing, and we started last game with a lot of turnovers, so it's like maybe a feel kind of thing, but I thought we started a bit better. It wasn't exactly how we wanted to start, but just the vibes were good, I think.
I think everybody except one player got at least 1 assist. I was wondering how important was getting that extra pass into your offense?
I mean, it's important. This team kind of struggles sometimes being over passive and not like. I mean, it's a good problem to have. You want less selfish. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Selfish players. We move the ball really well. We enjoy playing with each other. So, like she said, to see them connect and to reward is nice.
Dearica, I think Curt was just in here talking about the lessons you guys learned from the first 3 games of this homestand. Maybe the execution wasn't as good in the fourth quarter as you would have liked. These last 2 games, you closed it out. What are some of the big lessons you learned from those close losses to help you get these 2 wins?
Yeah, we don't turn the ball over. We're really good. We can execute really well. And like I said, we've blown some games that we shouldn't have. But the encouraging thing that I think everybody keeps talking about is that we haven't had this team together, this full team and full roster together for more than maybe 2 or 3 games. So very excited about the future, and these kind of games are a good momentum.
Fredo Cervantes here with Infanity TV. This is a question for both of you, too. What went down during the end of the third quarter where you guys were trailing by double digits and you guys were able to just kind of turn that pace around? What did Coach mention to you guys, and what were you guys able to do out there?
Yeah, I think it was just like he can't coach us when we're turning it over and when they're a really good transition team. So, make the right passes. It's true, you can't coach turnovers. So we just had to take care of the ball better and settle in.
And those are big momentum plays. She hit a couple threes, and then
Destiny,
and then NECA had the and one.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to follow up on that same line. What type of confidence does it give you to be able to come back from an 11-point deficit down in that third quarter and win a game by 10 points?
I would say we've kind of struggled with this all season, or the opposite of having big leads and then kind of blowing them. So I think it shows that we can fight through adversity mid-game and during games and be on the other end of things and to still come out with a win.
This question is for Karlie. You're playing heavy minutes, and Coach mentioned you're not 100%. How are you feeling right now? And it's not a Karlie game without you getting on the floor. So.
Yeah. I'm feeling okay. I'm still recovering a bit from that last Minnesota game, but I'm feeling, all right. We won the game, so that's good.
There's no time to.
Yeah, exactly. No one's 100% in the course of a season, so let's keep going.
Karlie, you've mentioned that you're the kind of player who doesn't really take 10 or more shots in a game. It's just not your style. But I'm curious, when it's going well and they're playing a zone and almost daring you to shoot threes, how do you convince yourself that you have to shoot more?
It's funny because that's what I get told the most and I get in trouble for is not shooting. Jordan gets on me all game. She's like, "You've been hitting all game. You got to shoot the ball." So I don't know. It's a feel thing for me. I don't like to feel like I force it, but it is a good shot. So yeah, I got to push myself to shoot more. Yeah.
NECA was just named to the All Star team this morning. What's it been like playing with her this season? She's off to a great start, rivaling her MVP season, and here she is in her 12th year.
Yeah, I mean, the basketball side of things speaks for itself, but I think just being around NECA this season more so, just the person she is, just how supportive and just such a leader that she is, I think that speaks volumes more than the kind of player that she is.
Last question on Zoom, Jesse.
Hey, Jesse Barrett, WNBA lead. I just wanted to ask you guys, Karlie, you were just in the hardship situation earlier this year, and now you're back. But with Ray and Destiny coming back or coming in and trying to get comfortable and then contributing, what have you liked most? Both of you have seen from them so far.
Yeah, it's hard. It's the nature of this league, though. It seems like every team is signing hardships just with injuries and things. Credit to them to do it. It's hard to come in and join a team, and it's nice when a hardship can be more than just a couple of days, so they can kind of get in a flow, but definitely proud of them. And I know what it takes. It takes a lot to build yourself up for that situation.
Yeah, and I'd say Destiny's come in and just provided amazing energy, and then Ray, she's been cut, brought back, and just she still comes in here in this locker room and is 100% and just positive and bringing good energy always, and she never knows when her time is up. So I appreciate that.
Great, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. Thanks, legend.
Bye bye.
You did good.
Welcome to your post-game report here on LA Sparks Weekly. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, and you know what, guys? The LA Sparks steal another win against the Dallas Wings and now are 3-0 against Dallas this season, defeating them on Friday night here at Krypton as well. earlier this afternoon on primetime on ABC. They got a victory of 93-83 behind NNeka Ogwumike's 27 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 assists. And congratulations to NNeka Ogwumike, who was just named an WNBA All Star starter this morning. So it was a very good thing for NNeka because she has been playing terrific all year long. I mean, that's one thing that, head coach Curt Miller was talking about earlier today, how this season might be the best season out of all 13 years that NNeka Ogwumike has played. Even compared to her MVP year she had a few years ago. So with that being said, NNeka will be taking the stage in Vegas in a few weeks, but the LA Sparks will be traveling back-to-back games against the Chicago Sky on Wednesday morning. So Wednesday morning will be at 9 a.m. Pacific time here in Los Angeles. So everyone stay tuned, Chicago Sky and the LA Sparks. And as well, they follow up with the back-to-back on Friday night in Chicago as well. So that Friday game will be at 5 o'clock LA time for everyone that wants to go ahead and keep an eye on the LA Sparks, because right now they're on a 2-game winning streak. They're now kind of trending towards a good side of the season, because they were just ending a 3-game losing streak right now. And of course, the absence of Lexi Brown is still missing right now. So with that being said, Lexi, there's still no update on her yet, whether she will be back anytime soon. I can maybe project she might be back once the LA Sparks come back to crypto the following Wednesday, the day after 4th of July. But with that being said, I mean, everything is good with the LA Sparks. So we just got to go ahead and stay tuned here on LA Sparks Weekly, because we're bringing you all of the latest updates, every news and analysis about the game and the team. Make sure you follow us here at Infanity TV as well. And myself, Fredo Cervantes, because I'm bringing you the heat. And of course, don't forget, watch me tomorrow night, Monday Night Fredo. And, I'll be bringing you guys some more heat. See you next week.